Welcome to Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp.
And I'm Melissa Delp.
Today we're looking at a prototype of Treasure Mountain. Treasure Mountain is a 2 to 4 player worker placement and tile placement game that plays in about 60 to 90 minutes. Now it's being published by August Games and it'll be on Kickstarter this May.
In Treasure Mountain, players control clans of dwarves that are trying to build the best mines, collect gems and coins, and are trying not to wake the dragons. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins.
Let's look at the prototype components. There's the main game board, tiles, meeples, gems, coins, cubes, cards, tokens, and a cloth bag.
We're going to give an overview of the game, covering the main concepts, but not every single rule.
Throughout the game, you'll be placing your dwarves on different spots on the board. You could forage and collect an axe from the bag, excavate and dig for more gems, mine in order to get gems out of your mine, go to the gem market to trade your gems for gold, go to the trading post, go to the temple to spend money for victory points, visit the Dwarf King and immediately get victory points if you have the right items. Like for every 5 rupees, you get 3 points. You don't have to turn anything in, you just have to have it. You could tunnel and expand your mine.
Or you could risk it and visit some places that could aggravate the dragon. Most of these places are a way to get resources with no cost. Although when you visit them, you roll a die. If it's 3 or more, the dragon moves. If the dragon reaches the end of the track, it attacks. Each player rolls a die and then can add axes to their roll. Then you reveal the dragon tile. Any player who does not beat the dragon loses half of the treasure type shown on the dragon tile. If your strength is equal to or greater than the dragon, you don't lose anything. Whoever beat the dragon with the highest strength gets the tile and scores the victory points shown.
One cool part of the game are the all-play spots on the board. If a player places their meeple on one of these spots, they immediately get a benefit, like collecting 2 gold, and then they can take the action listed. Then all other players in turn order can also do that same action if they want. This keeps the players engaged in what's going on during the game, even though it's a turn-based game.
Another interesting part of the game is the dislodging mechanic. I'm just going to call it bumping. You can bump a player's meeple only if your meeple's beard is longer than the one you want to bump. Beard length is determined by the number on the meeple. The higher the number, the longer the beard. The bumped meeple goes back to the bed spots, and the bumped player will be able to take another turn. The areas that are red are locked action spaces, and those meeples cannot be bumped. This sets the turn order for the next round.
Placing the right tiles in your play area is key to winning the game. You'll get some major points from the mine tiles. There's a handy player aid to help you with what scores points at the end of the game.
If there are no meeples left to place, then the round ends and the board is reset. After a certain number of rounds determined by the player count, the game will end, and players will count up their points. Whoever has the most points wins and will earn the favor of King Grimsteel.
So this is a solid worker placement game, and there's so many different paths you could take. Should I continue to expand my mine, or should I excavate my mine to get gems and then take those gems to the gem market and turn them in for gold? Because gems are only worth 1 point at the end of the game, but gold is worth 2 points. Or should I go get some axes and build up my strength and then go attack the dragon and get some points there and hopefully hurt my opponents?
Hey, that's not very nice. Another thing is the strategy of placing your meeples where they can get bumped, because if they are bumped, then you get to take more actions.
The iconography is clear and easy to understand. Pay this to get this or gain 2 coins. The board is well laid out and you can see where things go and what you can do on your turn. And the beer barrels and gems are great.
So the game is pretty easy to understand. The gameplay is smooth. You're going to take your dwarf actions, then you're going to set turn order, and then reset.
So if you like worker placement games or tile placement games, or just like dwarves, then check out Treasure Mountain by August Games on Kickstarter this May.
Collect gems and gold and try not to, I don't know what they do. They control.
Players control.
Players control.
It adds worker placement and tile placement mechanics, and I just like totally went off script.
What do you think?